What is up, people? The internet, it is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video, and today, it is time that we discuss the gubernatorial candidate in 2022 that I believe will become the next Ron DeSantis. And quite frankly, in another Sunbelt state. It's not like the Ron DeSantis of Wisconsin or anything like that. Nope. This is in another Rust Belt state that for years was seemingly trending to the left. That is, of course, in the state of Arizona, and I'm, of course, talking about the one gubernatorial candidate that I believe can fully save the state of Arizona from becoming, well, another Colorado. That is, of course, Kari Lake. She is the one candidate in this race that I 110% support, and I recommend everybody support Kari Lake in Arizona. Now, before I forget, folks, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash that like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes. Of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And, yeah. So, Arizona gubernatorial race. This is a race that, in my opinion, for the general election, no matter who the nominee is, you're winning. I'm sick and tired of these people on Twitter saying, Kari Lake can't win. She would lose to Hobbs. You are full of shit if you believe this nonsense that Lake is an unelectable candidate. I'm tired of it, and I'm going to debunk a lot of arguments about it today. Let's say this right off the bat. Kari Lake, in my opinion, is the most electable candidate in this race. And I think the electability argument as a whole is stupid. But either way, we have evidence to show that Kari Lake is the most electable candidate. Namely, we have general election polls. She's the only one, or I should say the best polling candidate against Katie Hobbs. This nonsense that Lake would not only do worse than the other candidates, but lose the race is total nonsense. And people are going around saying, Lake is falling in the polls. It's over. Guys, these are the polls these losers on Twitter, on other social media platforms are mentioning. Ohio Predictive Insights, one of the worst pollsters I think I've ever seen. They had a sample size of 300 voters. And they're referencing this as the proof that Kari Lake is collapsing because she went from 29% to 23%. When you have less than even 500 voters in a sample size, your poll is garbage, let alone under 300. Then you got Data Orbital, which I looked at some of the crosstabs. Once again, just like the polls we saw in the past, they make literally 0 sense. But we do have a respectable pollster that just conducted a poll. Trafalgar. Kari Lake's at 39%. Their last poll had her at 38%. So not only is she not dipping, according to Trafalgar, she's actually going up. And this nonsense, this cope going around about Trafalgar like, oh, they got Georgia wrong. They predicted the winner of that race. What happened was undecideds broke literally 100% for Kemp, and you had a lot of Democrats vote, and you had a lot of people saying that Purdue, they were going to vote for Purdue, not realize Kemp was incumbent, saw the word incumbent, and voted for him. That's what happened. And plus, these losers saying Trafalgar's a bad pollster now, they're referencing polls that did like 2 points better in Georgia and calling the gold standard, yet calling Trafalgar a Trumpy trash poll. They're one of the most accurate pollsters in the country, and they have Kari Lake going up. But before we just continue with this nonsense, who is Kari Lake? Because a lot of people don't seem to realize, truly understand the full story. Of course, she was a news anchor at Fox 10 Phoenix. Of course, she worked there for like 20-some years. She eventually quit, and well, she's running for the governor of the great state of Arizona. And this is one of the main criticisms people have of Kari Lake. She was a Democrat for 2008 and 2012. She's not a Republican. She's just a Democrat. That's bullshit. This argument may be the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Did she support Obama in 2008? Sure. So did like 60% of Midwestern voters. Yet a lot of them backed Trump. This is garbage. And plus, she was a Republican before 2006. What happened? The war in Iraq, in Afghanistan, horrified many populist Republican voters. So much so, they jumped ship and joined the Democrats. They didn't agree with Democrats in much, just they were saying they were the anti-war party. And well, they voted on that one issue. That's what happened. This garbage that she was a Democrat is total bullshit. Yes, she voted for Obama, I think twice. That doesn't mean anything. It's not as bad as donating to one of the most progressive Democrats in the country. And take a guess what the loser right's favorite candidate did in Robson. She donated to Gallego, one of the most progressive, radical Democrats in Congress. That's not even me joking. He has one of the farthest left voting records in the entire House. And we have evidence of Robson giving substantial money to Gallego and him thanking her on Twitter for it. Why are these people not attacking Robson for donating to, such a far leftist, but attack Lake for nonsense? So that's that. And there's other things that people say. For example, they claim that Matt Selman is an electable candidate. Really? Look at 2002. He lost to Napolitano. Now, Napolitano. There we go. I got it right. The person saying I have a mental disorder for pronouncing it correctly, go to hell. I pronounced it correctly. All right. But point is this. This was an election he should have won. In fact, if it wasn't for the independent, he would have lost by more. The independent was a former Democrat. And, well, he probably took votes away from Napolitano. That's the truth. Matt Selman lost in 2002, which was essentially a neutral environment because of 9/11. And this was when Arizona was seen as a more Republican state, and he still lost it. I don't think he'll lose it now, but he couldn't win it back in 2002 against a, weak candidate in herself in a, neutral environment. It's just garbage that people think that this loser can somehow be this electable juggernaut. And for Robson, it's like kind of the same. It's like she donated Democrats in the past. So in a nutshell, with all those facts, my opinion is Lake is the most electable candidate in this race. And my opinion, she's running a great campaign. Now, I know a lot of these people on the right are saying, well, you see, she's talking about election integrity and all this nonsense. Yes, that is a part of her platform. But go to her issues page. First thing is this. I'm not going to say it because YouTube would kill me. But her second thing, don't California or Arizona. What does she mean by this? Hey, we don't want Arizona turning into essentially a suburb of California. That's what she's saying. And then the election stuff. Again, this idea that her main issue is election integrity is nonsense. Sure, she's running on it. In a state like Arizona, many people forget that a lot of people are pissed off about what Maricopa County did. Look, not alleging any F words at all. I don't allege F words on this channel because YouTube. But the Maricopa County Board of Elections is incredibly corrupt. And most voters hate those clowns. And they got exposed bad for flat out lying to people. But again, her issues page is great. This nonsense that, it's a unelectable candidate. No, it isn't. She is, in my opinion, the most electable candidate. She's running a good campaign, talking to voters with issues that matter, and you're in a red wave here against Katie Hobbs. What do the other candidates have? You have Robson, who has a bunch of money. Whoopee freaking do. Congratulations, you're Mike Bloomberg. And Selman? Congratulations, you're a former congressman who got his ass handed to him in a favorable environment. So in a nutshell, my opinion is this. Not only do the polls show it, not only does the ground show it, not only does everything point to it, but Kari Lake is the most electable candidate in this race. In my opinion, she is the one candidate that can make Arizona the next Florida. What I mean by this? Reverse trends. She's the only candidate here that could seriously do what DeSantis is doing in Florida in Arizona. I.e., go after these woke big corporations, force a lot of leftists to flee the state. This is good stuff. She's the only one that could do it. Plus, only one with a spine on some issues. She's the only candidate that could save Arizona from, leftward trends, which again, we are seeing data points that kind of point to this, but Lake would be the one person to truly save the state of Arizona. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, and yes, of course, go follow the mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.